ship our brothers overseas to fight a foreign nation, the Vietnamese. Most of them didn't know what they were fighting for.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to Get Your Line Journey. This is our weekly forum covering current events. And that could be politics, it can be sports, it can be entertainment, anything. Thanks for joining me on to do this. I've been doing this for almost the last 3 months. It's just to give myself an outlet to express myself and to give yourself an opportunity to express yourself and be updated on what's going on today in America. So anyway, I want to just start off a little bit here. My thought is on my mind that this week, I believe it was yesterday, that the John F. Kennedy files, I guess, regarding the events around the assassination were released. I haven't had a chance to watch any commentary on that, so I can't speak on it. But if you did, feel free to share what you have learned or your thoughts about this. One thing that kind of is on my mind today, I won't say the name, but I'm seeing posts that are shared by some of my a couple of Facebook friends, and I don't have too many of those, but they seem to be anti-Trump, anti-Elon Musk. They hate, I would say they hate them. And they glad, people are vandalizing the Tesla dealerships and setting stuff on fire and shooting and all this. And some people are glad about that. But among the things that the scare tactic that the devil media is using is scaring people about Social Security. They're so scared that your Social Security, and with no regard as to whether some people are getting it that shouldn't be getting it. One thing, an article I saw, that they removed at least 1 million records of people that have already been found to be dead, or they're not even validly on the system. So, and I understand from what I saw, there's about 8 or 9 million more records that need to be possibly purged of people who are not even alive. Now, they did highlight one case where somebody, I guess, was declared dead, and they ended up they're alive. Well, this is what I say about that. If they it's so easy to correct an error like that, since apparently the media was so quick to get the information on this. So don't you think that's going to make it easier for the government to correct that if the person is indeed alive? They're highlighting this so fast because the devil wicked media is looking for anything they can use to make Trump look bad, make Elon Musk look bad, and Doge. So yeah, they're gonna be looking. They're on the lookout. They probably got a hotline out there. If something happened to your Social Security, please call us. So yeah, I'm not surprised they may have found a few cases. But let's see how this shakes out. Now, if it's 1,000 people, 10,000 people who they mistakenly erase from the rolls because they're as dead and they're not, then maybe you might have something to talk about. But one or two people, I mean, you're grasping at straws, those of you out there who hate Trump and Elon Musk and what they're doing and you just looking for something to criticize them about. As far as I'm concerned, I'm glad that somebody's at least looking at the records to clean them up. But anyway, I think that's just some fake news, really, that they're trying to use. I haven't heard too much about the illegal alien situation, except that from what I understand, I believe there's a question of, one question is whether illegal aliens are actually paying into the system and whether they're actually paying taxes, which I say, how can they pay payroll taxes legally? And if they have, then where's that money going? Because if they don't have a valid social security number, then it can't be credited to them. So that doesn't sound right. Then if they are illegal, then that means that employer broke the law. So that means that somebody steps forward and say, yeah, I work for this company and I paid in Social Security, but yeah, I'm not a citizen. Okay, who did you work for? I have ICE and IRS showing up at their door immediately. And then you have the evidence on them. I put somebody need to go to jail. These employers, I said before, these employers who employ these illegal aliens, they need to be the first one to be in jail, in court, and paying some fines, if that's the case. But I think I just saw out a post yesterday. It was some illegal aliens, I guess, a knife fight. This might have been in Chicago on the street. They was fighting with knives on the street. So, people are still trying to cry me a river about they sending these illegals back. Do you know we had a full judge, I guess, last week? They deported maybe a couple of hundred violent criminals back, and they took them to El Salvador somewhere. Do you know this judge had the nerve to try to order the federal government to bring the criminals back to America after they had already landed in a foreign country? You probably saw the video. I mean, they have a professional video made of them being in handcuffs and head being put down, and they're giving them haircuts and chained together and all that. And then you actually expect the federal government and Donald Trump and them to bring those people back. I have very choice words for them if it was me, and that would be F you. You fill in the blanks. And as for me, I want to see Donald Trump and Elon and all these other ones, Pam Bondi, Cass Patel, Kennedy, Tulsi Gabbard, Bongino, to tell these people F you on a regular and daily basis. I told somebody last week, I said, you don't like Trump, you don't like him, well, too bad. Donald Trump is God's choice. He is God's choice to be there. For whatever reason. Don't know what, you may not know the whole reason why he's being put there, but God is the one that put him there, allowed him to be there. For whatever reason. And those of you supposedly trust in God and Jesus or whatever, then it shouldn't matter to you whether he's there. Because you should think that your attitude should be the Lord will make a way anyway. So what are you worrying about Trump being there? They tried to shut the lot of Democrats and people, they wanted the government to be shut down. But there was enough Democrats that had some sense in the Senate that found it would be better for the government not to be shut down. But Schumer and other people who voted for the package to keep the government running, they face a lot of criticism. But again, a lot of this As time goes on, you'll see how it's going to come out. I was looking the other night. There's another expat here. Won't call his name, but he's based out of Tacloban. Leyte, I actually met him before. And I just found out that he's doing like political talks or rants, if you will. But his is on a monthly basis. I didn't acknowledge him yet. I'm probably going to wait a couple of months and then contact him to see if he wants to join a live panel. Me and him can go on live at the same time on our YouTube channels. We can both go live at the same time. I got to figure out how it can be done. I know it can be done because they have a system here in America where some bloggers are talking about women's basketball, and you have 4 vloggers on at the same time live. So I could do that with him. But anyway, this is what I say to you and anybody as far as that, the politics go. Let's see how it looks in a month from now, 2 months from now. Come back. This is March. Come back in May. And let's see what Doge has done. Let's see what Trump has done. See what Elon has done. See what the other members of the cabinet has done. They just released again the John F. Kennedy and that assassination files. So maybe within the next couple of months, you'll see the Martin Luther King files. Hopefully they'll release the Malcolm X files. Nobody's talked about Malcolm X at all, and I find that shameful. Nobody black has even said nothing about Malcolm, and he was assassinated exactly 60 years ago, last month. Of course, they got the Epstein. Welcome, Diamond. Diamond, you still coming to the Philippines? Let me know if you are so we can coordinate something, especially if you're going to be in Davao. Let's coordinate that. But Diamond, what I don't understand is how people judge the USA for having immigration standards, but the rest of the world does, but nobody says anything. Well, let me say this, and I said this before about the USA. I'm in the Philippines. I've been in the Philippines physically for over a year. And every 2 months, I have to check in with immigration. I have to pay $40, $50 or whatever it is, 30, I think it's about maybe $40 a month, something like that. I have to check into the government immigration here every 2 months to let them, obviously letting them know I'm still in the country. I have to pay them. They have to, give me a receipt saying that my visa is extended. We don't get free food. We don't get food stamps. We don't get free luxury hotels. We don't get housing. We don't get EBT cards. We don't get Medicaid. We don't get free allowances to travel. We don't get free school. We don't get none of that in the Philippines. Yet, the United States give the illegal aliens, I understand they even getting Social Security benefits. Imagine that now. They're getting Social Security benefits and haven't paid one effing dime. What kind of crap is that? But this has been the United States government. The United States government has been a sucker. And my slogan is America being a sucker is cool to those who have benefited. They don't mind America being a sucker. They don't mind Americans being a sucker. Nobody cares. Europe don't care. China, these other countries don't care if America's stupid. So many other countries, they put tariffs. They put tariffs on American goods to make it hard for the American-made goods to sell in other countries. This has been going on for decades. But the United States, they don't have tariffs like that on other countries. But now everybody wants to jump on Trump now because he wants to start retaliating or being treating the golden rule, treat us the way you treat someone, the way you want to be treated. So Trump wants to follow the Bible, the golden rule, but they criticizing him for that. I say, you know what? If nothing else, it is time for the America and Americans to stop being the world sucker. It's time to stop it. These other countries, they want war. They want economic war. I say, let's go to war. Let's go to war. Not a physical war, but these people have made America a sucker long enough to me. And I think the people that voted for Donald Trump and the Republican regime to come in and take over this government are tired of being a sucker. As these other countries, Canada, Mexico, man, to make a big sucker out of America. My suggestion is to start taxing these remittances. They want to send money back to Mexico, Western Union. Okay, put a 2% tax on it. Put a 2% tax on it and reimburse the government for all the death and destruction that these Mexicans and people from South America have wrought. We already know all of them haven't done that, but to the extent that they have committed crimes, to the extent they have helped smuggle in dope, cocaine, fentanyl, which they have, that's definitely. And then illegal as well. And then you have other government trying to illegitimize illegal aliens so they can vote. They have more voting rights than black people who built America. Think about that. But I understand there's a lot of sentiment that people don't care if blacks are killed. People don't care if black people are hurt. People don't care if black people suffer. Cool. As long as they're getting their money, as long as you don't have to see Negroes, as long as they say we don't have to see these Negroes every day, we don't care what happened to them. They can die, be killed. We don't care. And there's a lot. I realize it, and you got to realize there's a lot of sentiment like that in America. But yeah, America being a sucker has been a sucker. I hope again that Trump is able to get policies in place to stop that. Those of you who are listening again, feel free to comment, like this broadcast. I'm not going to be on long. My maximum time, especially when I don't have a guest, the maximum time I'll be on will be an hour. But yeah, Social Security. Guess I'll wait. I'm on Social Security, so we'll see at the end of the month to see that I'll let you know, hey, I got my Social Security. Like I said, that's a scare tactic. Again, just because you show me one or two people that there was a mix-up, that they didn't get their Social Security, that's not a major situation. It is for them, but hey, nobody crying. There's a lot of other people out there who don't have a job, who don't have an income, period. They don't have Social Security. They don't have public aid. They don't have anything. Ain't nobody who's crying for them, people lost, they talking about these people that maybe lost their job to federal workers. Ain't nobody crying. Nobody cried for me when I lost my job. Millions of others lost their jobs. They got fired for whatever reason. And nobody cried for me and nobody cried for us. That happens. And understand a lot of these people that's working for the federal government, a lot of them need to go. A lot of them are not working. They're not working. They're jacking off, dicking around. That's been proven. Being able to be at your house and not have to check in to work, not have to hardly sign into your computer, and still getting these big salaries, way more than the average American. The average American, I think, makes less than $50,000 a year, and a lot of these people are getting paid way more than that. My thing is trying to clean it up. Those that should not be there should be gone. Illegal aliens that shouldn't be here, which none of them should be here. All of them should be gone. I don't care. Children, babies, I don't care. Get them out of here. Like I said, the Philippines has much more sense than America when it comes to immigration. The sucker treatment that people have been able to put on America, they can't put that on the Philippines. Philippines to show you how it's done. Speaking of which, they've arrested Duterte, and I think wrongfully so. And hopefully they will get him out of custody and bring him back here. Then he's going to be running for mayor again of Davao City, which is where I am. I'm looking forward to have him back and have him be back in office. But yeah, the American situation and politics is pretty much the same thing. Diamond, thanks for being here. Thanks for commenting. Diamond says, the thing is the illegals come to the States. They make money, yes, and send it back to their country. Yes. Not all, but a lot of the immigrants don't care about the American black man. No, they don't. If you were to poll them, 10% maybe give a damn about black people. I keep saying this. People don't care if black people live or die. They do not. And especially the illegals. They come here to screw us over, take black jobs, as Trump rightfully said. Trump was 1,000% correct when he came to Chicago, a democratic Negro stronghold. He came here at the National Association of Black Journalists and said that they're in here taking black jobs, which is true. Everybody jumped on him. He already said that Kamala wasn't black, which has also been proven correct by Candace Owens. Proved that without a shadow of a doubt. She is not black, never has been black. And real black people like myself should be up in arms about someone. I give more respect to Rachel Dolezal. You might look that name up. I ain't got to get into that. But years ago, there was a thing about she was presenting herself as black. Rachel Dolezal will have more claim to being black than Kamala. And I tell you, and the longer that Donald Trump and the administration is in, they have revealed the Democrats to be Satan. They are satanic. They're evil. Main things that the Bible teaches, Christianity teaches. The Democrats support and at least promote and or condone. Nobody's saying that the Republicans and Trump is angels. Nobody is saying that. But when you compare them to what the Democrats have done and have been proven to do, the Social Security record keeping system, 10 million people on the rolls that shouldn't be there. Whether they getting paid or not in a modern world, how did they? I'm an accountant. No way I would let my books get to be that raggedy. My books didn't look like that. I was one of the best accountants in Chicago during my career. And you tell me the federal government, with all their resources, couldn't clean their records up, their HR records and stuff, and Social Security records. As Trump said, there's several things that could have been done at the government level. The final analysis was that the answer was just a new president, not continuing to vote for the same devils year in and year out. Out of these Congress people who are old as hell, should have been dead. Politically, they should have retired from office long ago. We have the most egregious clown buffoon people in the Democratic Party, especially the black ones. Jasmine Crockett, a Negro clown. Maxine Waters, I call her Vaccine Waters, a clown. Brandon Johnson, Mayor of Chicago, a absolute clown. Al Green of Texas, the one who got the first person, I think, in modern history to be removed. I'm going to look it up. I believe Al Green is the first person who's ever been ejected from a State of the Union in my lifetime. That's 65 years. Can you imagine? I'm going to look that up. Look it up. You all can look it up. If you find it out, tell me. Al Green got thrown out of the chamber in the State of the Union address because he was disrupting the chamber. When is the last time somebody, I know Obama didn't, he could have had somebody thrown out. The one that said July, Joe Wilson, he didn't throw him out. Biden, he didn't have anybody thrown out. I don't remember Bush 1, Bush 2, Nixon, Clinton, Carter. I don't remember any of them having to throw anyone out of the chamber. But unfortunately, and it is shameful that we have people in the black caucus, and I said that right, the caucus, which means the dead body, the black so-called representatives in Congress, which has really been a dead body. They've done nothing for black people that can be shown. Oh, yeah, you're following up on what you said before, Diamond. They want to benefit, and they have benefited from what our black forefathers labored for, fought for, arrested for, beaten for, died for. You left that out. Man, that's some bull crap. And have the nerve to be racist against us. Yes, but if you're Satan, it don't be surprised. If you're satanic, which most of these people are satanic. Again, they don't care about the suffering of the righteous. These are the people who, to see Jesus Christ be crucified, they would stand there and watch Jesus Christ be crucified and have a ice cold Coca-Cola in their hand with some popcorn, watching Jesus be crucified. These are the type of people that we have in America. And these are the type of people, you have a lot of them have been proved in the Democratic Party. You never seen nobody like Al Green and the Crocker Bull and Brandon Johnson and people like this in the black caucus show out like that for reparations, for the George Floyd anti-black hate bill. None of that. But you have somebody stand up here talking about worrying about Medicaid. Don't you know, Negro, fool, clown, that there are more white people on Medicaid and getting public aid than black folks? How come didn't none of the white ones stand up and join you in that foolishness? No, because they know that you stupid Negroes like you, Negro clowns like you, and a 40 or 50 other representatives like Crocker Bull and Vaccine Waters will carry the water for them and act the fool, act the clown. So they don't have to. So at least the white representatives maintain their dignity before the world. They maintain their dignity. The one that looking stupid is the Negro. It's another thought that came across my mind here as regards Chicago. And again, those of you who don't see this live, hopefully you'll see it afterwards, and feel free to make commentary even if you don't see this live. Have you seen that ugly monstrosity, the Obama Center that's being built in Chicago? Have you seen that? His father was born in Kenya. The architecture does not appear to have any African, no Kenyan influence. He was supposedly born in Hawaii. There's no Hawaiian influence. He grew up under Asian stepfather. There's no Asian influence. This building is ugly. Go look it up on Google. This thing is ugly as hell. It looks like a prison building from a Mad Max movie or something. It looks like a prison from Mad Max. That's how it looks. All that is like people were begging for him to have that in Chicago, and it's ugly as hell. And just another slap in the face to black people of Chicago, and from a Democrat such as Obama is and was, to put something as ugly as that on the south side of Chicago. Ugly. Would have rather had it not be built or something else. At least he could have made it attractive. And again, like I said, to me, I'm through with the Democrats such as Obama, the Democratic politicians, and the establishment there. So they fought tooth and nail for Obama to have that center there. And I told you, it looks like hell. It looks like, I want to say, a Russian gulag prison. It's ugly. Look it up, please. Look it up. It's ugly. I couldn't imagine having to look at something like that every day trying to go to work. Ugly. And I think you got cost overruns, you have substandard work, and the project is behind schedule. But they allow that shit to be built. But they fought George Lucas, the one who made Star Wars. George Lucas, Star Wars fame, Raiders of the Lost Ark fame. Do you know he wanted to build a great museum or theme park for Star Wars and George Lucas film in Chicago? And part of that is because George Lucas' wife, he has a black wife. His wife, who's black, is from Chicago. She was wanting to put that great tourist attraction. You know, that would have been a great tourist attraction. It would have been a big money maker. This black woman, give her credit, married a white man, but we talking about George Lucas. They were going to put that museum in Chicago. Do you know that the Democratic government let some damn minuscule anti-environment group stop that and block that project? They could have had the George Lucas Museum and complex in Chicago. That would have been a multi-billion-dollar project, money maker. People would have come from all over the world to visit that. But yet they let some people block that. I would have been like Donald Trump. Yeah, I'm building this bitch. Let me see what you gonna do about it. But no, see, we need a gangster like Donald Trump. They probably Donald Trump had been involved, he probably would have been able to knock them right out. So you're gonna stop the George Lucas Museum, but you allow this ugly shit Obama Center. So what's this? They running the damn scam. I know you're talking about the Democrats. Megan Thee Stallion, Megan Thee Stallion twerking at the DNC. Obama giving out legislation. He didn't do nothing for blacks. Legislation for the gays and acting like he don't know black people. Harris pretending to be black to get our vote. And then she was proven not to be black. She was proven not to be black by Candace Owens. Candace Owens did like a month-long series and went into her genealogy. Not black at all. But, you know, Negroes drank the Kool-Aid, fell for the okie doke. Black people as a whole, this 80% or whatever that voted for the Democrats, you're stupid. You're stupid Negroes. You dumb clowns. Harris pretending to be black, proven not to be black, but you still want to carry that narrative. Obama he did more for the gays and LGBT, transgender, illegal aliens. Didn't do nothing for black people. And then Kamala with the twerking, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Beyonce, and Oprah. Millions of dollars for a few minutes appearance. Made a big, and then niggas still vote. Negro mostly still voted for them. Stupid. So a lot of the chicken is coming home to roost, as my brother Malcolm said. Chickens is coming home to roost. And a lot of this complaining that you're doing about Trump, I tell you, Trump is your last chance. What you think you're going to get, the person who's going to be able to bring it forth to you is likely going to be Donald Trump and the government that he's bringing in. He's going to be the one that's going to be able to deliver some benefits for you. I got somebody, you probably hear the dog. Let me get up. I'll be right back. In the meantime, let me play some theme music. Let me play some theme music.
Why don't we take this walk together? By chance we will know each other better. Talk things over day by day. Learn something new. Maybe love will ensue. Why can't we speak our truth about it? Let us reveal the way we truly feel. True communication, day by day. Learn something new. Maybe love will ensue. When will we make a life decision? We wanna be sure. Should or shouldn't we let it go? Present in the moment, day by day. Learn something new. Maybe love will ensue. Take it off. Take the veil off. We can be lovers. Don't have to be undercover. Take it off. Take the disguise off. No shade. The masquerade will be over. Take a load off. We don't have to take our clothes off. But if it gets too hot in here, of each other we don't need to fear. Take it off. Oh, lover, take it all off. If you're willing to explore, we can discover much more. Take it off. Oh, lover, take it all off. Girl, I wanna keep it real on the lover's battlefield. Why don't we make a dedication? Harmonize just the two of us. Why can't we be in meditation? Explore our inner universe. We may be the perfect combination. Let's mix it up to know for sure. We ought to be love participation. Silent watching to be no more. No longer quarantine. No longer have to dream. Baby, it's you and me. No longer quarantine. No longer have to dream. Baby, it's you and me.
What you've been listening to the last couple of minutes is my tune called Get Naked by She-Line Soul. Get Naked. That can be purchased on my website, SheLineSoul.com. The sound of She-Line Soul, that's the tune we call Get Naked. So anyway, I had to step away here. I got a delivery, which I wasn't expecting, but I had to go take care of that. But at least I had some music queued up where you could be occupied and enjoy yourself. Let me know what you think of that song. But yeah, the government, especially in Chicago, Chicago is ground zero for the immigration problem and the problems of so many other problems that you found in America. Chicago is a poster child for dysfunction, for betrayal of a voting base. Black people have been the most loyal voting bloc, usually receiving over 90% given to the Democratic Party, but they have received the least. And Chicago is the perfect example of people, a population voting for a party and getting absolutely nothing for it. And it's not necessarily just a race thing. Well, we know that the immigration and illegals have sucked up over $1 billion deficit especially since the clown Brandon Johnson has been in office, since the devil Joe Biden has been in office. $1 billion deficit of American taxpaying dollars that had to go to food, clothing, shelter, transportation, communication, healthcare. Notice these are all things that I covered in my vlog about the things that an expat person moving to another country, such as the Philippines, would be concerned with. All of those things I just named you are being given free of charge to illegal aliens, non-citizens in America. Let me say them again: food, clothing, shelter, communication, transportation, healthcare. All these things, if you're in a foreign country like the Philippines, Thailand, you have to pay for it out of pocket. The government does not provide that, but the American government stupidly provides all of this to the illegal aliens. And I hope that Donald Trump and his government will be able to put a stop to this. He put a stop to that and get these people out and stop this wasteful spending. Cut a few $1 trillion out of the spending. People will be able to get a tax cut. I'd love to be. Of course, now it's not too much for me now because I'm not working. So him giving me a tax cut is not going to be that much now because I'm not paying taxes anyway. But all the people out there who are paying taxes, working every day, and they keep saying, oh, he only want to cut tax for the billionaires. They skip right past the millionaires now. They go straight to the billionaires as if no Democrat is a billionaire. That damn JP Flintstone in Illinois, the governor there, he's a billionaire. So what is that? Several other billionaires that have supported satanic policies. So this being a billionaire, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that necessarily. But that's what the thing they got against Elon Musk. Oh, he's a billionaire. Oh, he's evil. I'm not saying he's an angel, but those of you out there vandalizing Tesla, do you realize that you're vandalizing an American company? From what I understand, Tesla is an American company, just like General Motors, Ford, Chrysler, whatever. Tesla is an American company. And then you people who are vandalizing, I'm pretty sure he has insurance. So any damage that you've done physically, his insurance company is paying for. So he's not taking no loss on that. So you think you're affecting the stock price. Stock prices go down and they go up. What's going to happen is people are going to let that stock go down, and then people are going to buy it. And then when it goes back up, they're going to make a fortune on the appreciation on the stock price going back up. So what have you really done? Well, thank you, American Nightmare. You love it. You can go buy it. Look at my scroll on the bottom. I have Geechee Line Music Radio for 50% off all subscriptions. And use that promo code Xmas50. Also, there's my website. You can go. You're talking about World Powers. Again, go to Geechee Line Music Radio. My subscriptions about, I think they're like $7 a month for a 24-hour streaming of my original music. Yeah, the song that played in the intro. You talking about World Powers? Yeah, that's my latest. That's my song I did just before I came back to the Philippines. I recorded that September 2024. That was a couple of days before I got on the plane to come back to Philippines. World Power. But all of that, all my other music is on. It's actually a lot of it's on YouTube, but it's also can be purchased on my website. And I would encourage you all to do that. What popped in your head? World Powers? Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, and this is another thing I guess I want to, I ain't got to say it now, but just quickly, I'll say thank you all for spending time watching the channel. Hopefully that you put in a like, that you've liked the channel. Hopefully you are American Nightmare. Hopefully you are subscribed. I've already subscribed to you, American Nightmare. I've been subscribed to the American Nightmare for most of my life. I'd like to get rid of that subscription, but I have been a subscriber to the American Nightmare. But you subscribe to me, this Geechee Line Journey. Also share the broadcast, share it to your social media. And I like to get my subscription level up. It's been stuck on under 1,200 for a while. I like to see it get, before I go back to America in June, I like to see it get up to 2,000. I like to get it back up to 2,000. Because say my channel, and I say the main thing I cover on this channel is travel, music, retirement, and then I say culture, if you would, the society, which is what I'm kind of doing today with this weekly broadcast. Yeah, I want to keep it going on a weekly basis. And I like to get some guests. The first couple of weeks, I had some live guests on the panel, so I like to get that again, to kind of live and get some other viewpoints. And it's usually I just show the screen. I don't show myself on screen. I just talk. But yeah. Thank you all for joining me again. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Really share this. I want to get this subscription level up. Again, become a subscriber to my Geechee Line Music Radio music streaming service. Buy some music. I also want to encourage you. I haven't done it yet, but I would encourage you all to download the Fanbase app and create a free profile as I get ready to close today, I want to encourage you all to do that. I have 2 profiles on Fanbase, which is a social media outlet founded by Isaac Hayes III. That's the son of Isaac Hayes, Black Moses. Fanbase app. Go to Google Play, Apple Play, download the Fanbase app, and create a free profile. Do that. Search for Geechee Line Music, Geechee Line Journey, and follow those channels. It's free. Do that. Download the Fanbase app and join me there, because eventually all of my content that I have currently on the YouTube is going to be migrated over to Fanbase. And there are going to be some things on Fanbase, especially with my music, that I'm not going to be sharing on YouTube. You will have to go to Fanbase to watch it. So I like to get all you subscribers, go over to Fanbase, download the app, and follow me there. Geechee Line Journey, Geechee Line Music. Thank you all for joining me today. Be back, God willing. Let me say Ramadan Mubarak to all the Muslims out there who are celebrating Ramadan during this holy month. I have a blessed Ramadan to you all, and we will see you, God willing, next week. God bless America. Again, you always invited to come back, join the conversation. You can join the live panel. You don't have to show your face. You can just be on audio just like me. And we encourage you to please comment, encourage others, tell other people. I'm really trying to build my American audience, because this is really my channel. Really, I'm really trying to direct it at Americans who are interested in travel, in retirement, in music, and in the current affairs such as what's being covered today. Also, shout out to the Rose Basketball Club, the Rose Women's Basketball Club, headed by Angel Reese of the Chicago Sky, have won the unrivaled women's basketball championship. Angel Reese, Chelsea Gray, couple other people who Khalil Copper, Brittany Sykes. We had this lady called Slim. I forgot her actual name right now, but her name is Slim. Lexi Hall got the championship. So that's really bringing home a championship for Chicago. Chicago should celebrate that, because they disrespected the Rose team because they hate Angel Reese. I had to get into that. I'm trying to get some of the female commentators of basketball to talk about that. They hate Angel Reese, who's a star for the Chicago Sky. And they actually disrespected them so bad that ESPN had them projected to be in last place, rock bottom. They ended up being one of only 2 teams with a winning record. They beat the team that had the best record. They gave them their first loss. And then now the coup de grace, they have won the championship. So they were picked to be last. They ended up being the champion. So shout out to Angel Reese, Chelsea Gray, Brittany Sykes, Slim, Khalil Copper, and I think we had a couple other people that might have played for them temporarily to get us through the year. The Rose Basketball Club. Hopefully we'll be able to discuss them and the whole women basketball scene. So thank you for joining us. This is Geechee Line Journey. Again, like, share, and subscribe, as we're going to go out. Always go out with some kind of music. We're going to go on with Pushing On.
from She-Line Soul, from that album, Alone Together. This is She-Line Soul, pushing on.
I spent a lifetime searching for the joy real love can bring. I spent a lifetime working at my share of material things,
But I'm seeking out real love. Can't do without real love. Life means nothing without real love. What it's all about is real love. I keep pushing on and on. The right now I'm feeling alone. I keep working it down to the bone, being solid as a stone.
I spent a lifetime giving. What did I get in return? To the goals I was driven, all I could not discern.
But I'm seeking out real love. Can't do without real love. Life means nothing without real love. What it's all about is real love. I keep pushing on and on. Oh, right now I'm feeling alone. I keep working it down to the bone. I'm feeling solid as a stone.
I've been a lifetime learning. I'm not feeling so smart. Flames a lifetime burning, still cold